Hey Internet, how are we today? It's Mr. T back with another week of the Chromeworks Club. I'm here in the beautiful Chromeworks studio. Look around how gorgeous it is in beautiful Ottawa, Canada. And I'm back here again to teach you a little bit about coding and technology and all the fun stuff that we like to do with computers, especially Scratch. We're Scratch crazy here at the Chromeworks Club. So I've got a great lineup of stuff to teach you guys today. I have a new block of the week segment that has to do with sound effects. We're going to be doing an Extreme Makeover segment, and we're going to be featuring one of Gamer Davy's games and doing a little torquing it up to make it more exciting. And I am going to show you part 4 of our RPG series, which we're premiering at 11 o'clock today, so really excited about that as well. Wow, we got a good crew on today on Discord. So let me just say hi to everybody. We'll just go in order here. So good morning, Chris from England. How are you, Chris?
Hello.
Hi, Chris. How are you doing today?
Good.
Good, good. Good morning to Gamer Davy. You can say hi if you'd like to, Davy.
Hello.
Hi, Davey. Yeah, I'm remixing one of your games today. I hope you're excited about that. It's the game you made way back in May or something like, or June, which was the one where you're shooting, where you're a ship and shooting stuff off in the distance with cannonballs. Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna doctor that one up a little bit in today's session. That should be fun. Hi to Kian. Kian hasn't been very vocal lately, but say hi if you want to, Kian. While we're waiting for Kian, say hi to Thane, who's back from vacation. Hey, Thane.
Hi.
So, Thane, you've been gone for like a month now, eh? What?
Yep.
Tell us about what you've been doing.
I've been to Tennessee and Montana. I've seen Mount Rushmore and
Oh, I was at
yeah.
Mount Rushmore just a couple of years ago as well. That was a really cool thing to see. Awesome.
And Dad was talking to us about the Battle of Little Bighorn, and we went to the grave.
Oh, that's very cool. So was this a road trip? Did you drive from Florida to all these places, or?
Yes. We did.
Awesome. Okay. Well, that sounds great. Well, it's lovely to have you back, Thane. We really missed you a lot. So,
Yeah.
so welcome back, buddy. All
Thank
right.
you.
Anyone else on the YouTube chat? Just type in and say hello, and I'll give you a shout out on the stream. Otherwise, I think we should get going here, eh? All right. So let's get to it. So we are hard at work on part 4 of our RPG
Mr.
series.
T.
Yes, Thane?
Does the mapping work? Like, can you walk to another level?
Yes.
It won't work for me.
Well, I'm not sure which version of the game. I'm not sure which version.
It says RPG Part 4 catch-up file.
Yeah, so you're in the RPG Part 4 catch-up file and it's not working. Did you hit the E key to move to the next level?
Oh, it's E key to move?
Yeah, E is the action key, yeah.
And you click, and how do you attack?
Just space key. All right, you know what, Fade? I'm going to show everyone instead of just talking to you about it. But so here is part 4 of this here's everything we're going to do up to part 4 here. So we've got our samurai warrior here. In part 1, we taught him to move around and attack, and we gave him an idle animation, and he's got some other animations as well. So we set up an animation system for him. It's all modular, which means that you can substitute new sprites and create a new character really, really easily using our system. That's what we went over in part 1 of our series. Part 2, we created bad guys. Let me show you. We've got skeleton bad guys here who you can attack. They can attack you as well. And in part 3, we created multiple rooms in such a way that when you finish killing all the bad guys, these arrows appear that will let you go to the next room. Again, it's let me let one of these guys attack me. Oh, yeah. And so in the end, they kill me after 3 hit points. There we go. So the system, again, is really modular. You can add new rooms using any background. You can define the area where your character is allowed to move just by creating a simple custom block. So I went over that in part 3. Today in part 4, we're going to create locks. so that some of the rooms on our screen are locked and you won't be able to get to them without finding a colored key somewhere else on the map. I'm going to give you guys a little preview of how that works. It's again, we built this whole thing to be really expandable so that you can design your own game. So right now when we start the game, you can see that there's arrows. We created rooms to the right of us and rooms a room above us as well, and we've created that in our system. I actually have a little map here showing what our screen looks like. So we start off in room 00, and it's all set up with XY coordinates. So if you go over 1, you get to room 1x0, and then over to 2x0. And if you go up, your Y coordinate, the second number, goes up, basically. And so you can navigate around these things. The computer will automatically know which arrows to show depending on what rooms are available. So here in 00, you can only go up or to the right, for example. So what we're going to do this week is set up so that we can lock some of these rooms up so that you can't get into them. I just wanted to give you guys a preview of how that works. So basically, we've got a custom block here inside the arrow key that says add lock index and then lock color. So let's say I want to take room 10, the room to the right of us here, and lock it so that we can't get into it without a key. So what I would do is, oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong block here. I would go into this block here. I would click on Reset All Locks when I was designing the level, and then I would say where I wanted the lock to be. So I'm trying to find it for, I'm trying to find a lock for 1x0. So what I would do is go to the list that I've created here. Let me go to my variables. I'm going to show you, I have a list here of all the different backgrounds that I've set up in the game. And so 1x0 is actually room number 2 or index number 2. So if that's the room I want locked, I just have to click on the number. I just have to type 2 here and then pick a color for the lock. I know that 6 is a blue key, so I'll just type in 6 and then I'll click on that once, and you can see that right away my doorway turns into a lock now, and now I won't be able to get through that doorway anymore until I find a blue key somewhere on the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and shove a blue key in the room right above us here, and I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to go over to the keys block here, and I've got another custom block here called create key. So I'm going to tell it color 6, and I want it above us, so map 0x0 and Y of 1. So that's in the room above us. I just have to put that into the green flag event here and then start my game off. Now my room's still locked up, but when I go up here and oh, there's a problem. Okay. So there's a bit of a coding issue which we resolved a little later on, but the idea basically is that the key is supposed to appear after you finish killing the enemies. There's a problem with the key appearing right away, so we ended up grabbing it anyway. And now you can see, now that we have the key in our inventory, we can actually move, and this lock has disappeared from the door. So that's what we added to the game this week, basically a system where you can lock rooms up so that you have to go wandering around to other parts of the map to find a key in order to get it. Let's go ahead and create one more key here in this room just so I can show you what it looks like. So I'll just go duplicate this. I'll create a key color 3 and I'll create it in 00, which is this room here. Now it's going to appear right away because it's supposed to appear when the bad guys are gone. And since there are no bad guys on the map, you can see that the key appears right away. You grab it using the E key, and then it fades away. And then if there were a green lock somewhere on the screen, that would basically disappear. Anyway, so that's where we're going with the RPG game. We're going to go ahead next week and add a new bad guy, I think. Probably maybe a bat or something. Maybe a projectile shooting bad guy. And then in the last week of our series, I think we're going to add a boss to the game as well. So really exciting. Jeffrey's been helping me do the coding on this thing, and I think he's done a fantastic job creating something that's really customizable and expandable. So looking forward to that. All right, guys. So anyone else joined us?
I have a suggestion for the game.
Sure. What do you think? What do you think, Thane?
I think you should also add different weapons, like some weapons are stronger than others.
Yeah, that's not
like
a
their
bad
vision.
idea. The problem with
Uh-huh.
that though, Thane, is that the animation just has sword swiping right now. So
Uh-huh.
we would have to design all new animations for using the different
Yeah.
weapon, which would be
Yeah.
complicated. We could do like
That's
a
true.
we could do, whoa, what's that sound, Thane?
Oh, that's my dad pouring a bunch of Legos in.
Okay, try and keep that background sound to a minimum, dude. All right, so we're going to be adding to this game, and I am interested in your suggestion that just we have to keep it limited to what we can do here. There is a chance we could add like a projectile weapon to our own character as well. So we're going to keep looking at this and finding ways to expand it. And I'm not quite sure even how long we're going to do it for, basically until you guys get bored of it or tell me to move on to something else. Okay, so that's great. I'm going to move on to the Extreme Makeover segment. I want to show you guys, I have a new transition going. I love these video transitions that I've been playing around with my video editor, trying to come up with kind of an introduction to this new segment. It's called Extreme Makeover Scratch Edition, and I wanted to premiere it for you guys today, so hold on to your hats. Here it comes. There we go. And then it fades and shows up in the bottom right-hand corner, in the top left-hand corner there, like that. Anyway, so this is our Extreme Makeover segment where every week we take a look at somebody else's project. If you want to have your project made over, you can go to the you can put it in the student studio. And the student showcase that I have, and the links will be in the description here. And I will remix it and do something cool to funkify it, to make it a little cooler. And so today we're looking at a game by Gamer Davey called Shoot the Ships. Davey made this game way back in, I think, in June, actually. And it's a really fun little game. It reminds me of some of the arcade games I used to play as a kid. Let me show you what it looks like in its original form, and then we can start doctoring it up and doing some stuff to play around with it. I have some specific ideas for what we can do to fix it, but there's other stuff we could probably do as well if you have some suggestions. So Davey's game works like this. You have two cannons, one that goes short range and one that goes long range. And you just have to try and shoot the ships. Whoops. There we go. So you're shooting the ships. The ships can only appear in two bands: there's the far ships and the close ships that you can knock out here, right? I think it's a good. Yes, Thane. Oh no, sorry, Davey. Davey, sorry, I didn't.
Can you turn the computer audio down?
The computer audio is a little too loud, eh?
The audio on your computer.
Yeah, let me try that again, and we'll try playing it. Sorry about that. I probably blasted your ears out there, Davey. So there's my mic. Hold it. I'm playing with the wrong knob here. Let's see what that sounds like. Does that sound better? Did that sound better? No?
Yep.
It is better? Okay,
yes.
Good. All right, good. Okay, don't want to blast your ears out, guys. Anyway, actually, I think I'm going to turn off the background noise while we're playing this game. Is it in the backdrop, Davey? I think it is, eh? Twinkle. So I'm just going to turn off the background music right now, just so that it doesn't bother us while we're playing the game here. Okay, so what I really wanted to fix was the shooting mechanism that you got here, Davey. You've got your ship shooting. If you look at the far cannon here, when I shoot it, for example, it looks really good. It gets bigger and goes into kind of a curving arc, but then it kind of falls down to the bottom of the screen again. I think what you wanted to simulate with the thing falling, but it doesn't look very realistic because it looks like it's moving backwards, right? So what I want to do today is have it stop when it gets to its highest point here, and then we're going to add a splash graphic to it so that if you miss, it creates a little splash here in the water. Now, I've actually gone ahead and downloaded a splash graphic that's an animated GIF file. I'm not sure if everyone who's watching is really aware, but you can take any animated GIF file, or is it a GIF or a GIF? No one can seem to make them up their minds on it. Guys, is it a GIF or a GIF? Anyone on Discord want to tell me?
GIF.
It's a GIF, eh? Okay. All right. So an animated GIF file, you can import it into Scratch as an animation. Any GIF file can be downloaded and imported. So I've actually gone ahead and found a GIF file in here. I'm going to apply it to the far cannon. So I'm going to create a new costume for my cannonball where when it reaches the point where it's supposed to splash into the water, the cannonball is going to change into a splash animation. So I'm going to go ahead and go upload costume. I'm going to share, I'm going to remix this file out right now and share it with you guys. Once I import these graphics, you're going to want to have a look at this yourself as well. So before I do anything else, let me share out the address for this file in the chat, and I'll do it here on Discord as well. I'll put it into Ask Mr. T. There we go. So if you want to load this up, and whenever I do anything here, you can hit refresh, and you can see anything that I've loaded into it. So for starters, I'm going to go ahead and upload a costume. So I'm not creating a new sprite. I'm adding costumes to my existing sprite, and I've got an animated splash here that I found on the internet. Let's see what it looks like. So it starts off kind of little, and then grows like that, basically. Doesn't look like much here, but once it gets on the screen, you'll see it looks. Yes, Chris?
It says you haven't shared it yet.
I haven't shared it. Oh, okay, let me try sharing it now. Okay, there you go, buddy. Sorry about that. All right, so I've got the file saved, so if you want to load it up now, you will be able to get this animated splash graphic on your version of the file now that I've saved it as well. Just hit refresh if you loaded it too early. Okay, so let's go have a look at Davy's code for the far cannon here. So he's got basically this loop happening here where the thing is flying out through the air. It goes 17 times, changing its y by 10. And then it starts to come back down again as it flies. So this is how he does an arc. So the thing goes up this way and then back down again and then lands right here in the middle of the spot. Then it does a collision detection where it's checking to see if it's touching a ship. And all of that collision detection is done in this part here where it says, if touching far ship. So we've got to delete this clone variable happening here. And if we put the animation into this spot here before we delete the clone, then that should work quite nicely. So oh, sorry. So this is, sorry, I think I got that wrong. So this is if it's touching the ship. This sets it up for the explosion, basically, where it touches the ship. But over here, the else statement. So if it's not touching a ship, what does it do? This is where he makes it fly down to the bottom of the screen again, and then basically disappear. So what we want to do is change this else statement here to, so I'm going to get rid of this movement stuff that's happening here. I think we can keep the go to back layer here. But what we're going to want to do then, oh, I don't actually, yeah, I think the back layer will work fine here. So what we're actually going to do here is go through the animations one by one as we go through here. We don't even have to do a delay because we want it to go fast. So how many animations are there? We've got, so it goes up to 13, which means there's 12 different animations. Now, we always wanted to start on the cannonball, right? So when I started the clone, let's tell it to switch costume to the main cannonball because we're going to be playing with these costumes and we want it to come back to the cannonball. Once we get here to the spot where the cannonball reaches the end and it hasn't touched a bad guy, here's where we want to do a little next costume. We're going to repeat it 12 times. So we actually don't even need this forever here anymore, right? I'm not quite sure why that was there. So instead, under this else statement, we're going to put a repeat statement, and we're going to repeat 12 times with a next costume. And then once we're done that, I think we can probably delete the clone. So let's go to our control blocks, and we'll do a delete this clone. And so that has to be outside the loop, so that it finishes its splash loop. Now I also have a sound effect here. I don't remember if I loaded it here. No, so let me load it right now. And the sound effect is called splash.wave. And let me play it for you. So we'll go ahead and play that sound effect. We're not going to play, we're going to start the sound because we want the loop to be happening at the same time that the sound is playing. So before we start the loop, we'll do a start sound. And you guys know that start sound doesn't wait the way that play sound until done does. If we did this block, it would sit here playing the sound and then only go on to do the splash after the sound was done. If we do a start sound, then it'll start playing the music and then rush right through this loop. And so both things will happen all at once. Let's give this a try and see what it looks like. There we go. Now the size is a little bit too small for this. I think I've shrunk it down to too low a size here. So what, it's a size 100. We're gonna have to blow up the size of this a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to my looks menu here, and I'll go change or set size to, let's try 200%. Now, again, that's going to be messed up with our cannonballs, so let's make sure that the clones of our cannonballs go back to set size to 100%. There we go. All right, so let's see what that looks like now. Play. Oh, that's a bit too big, eh? So the reason that it was so small is because there's another set of blocks here that makes the cannonball shrink, right? So it's actually way smaller than 100%. Let's see what 100% looks like. And let's try that out again now. Play. Hey, that's looking pretty good now, eh? Nice. I think that's a big improvement on the game already. I don't know what you guys think. Okay. I also want to add a little destruction graphic to the ships as well. So let's start with the far ship here. Actually, I'm only going to do the far ship today. If you guys are interested in continuing to remix this, you can go ahead and do that on your own. But for now, I'm just going to show you guys how to add an explosion to the faraway ship. So let's go to the far ship graphic here. We'll go to our costumes. And again, I'm going to import an animated GIF. So let's go upload costume. I found another explosion on the internet. Again, it's just a GIF file, and you can see. And we're going to use exactly the same method. So how many graphics are in this particular one? There's 8 graphics in it, or 7 graphics in it. So we have to do a next 7 times. So now let's find the spot in the code where the far ship gets blown up. If touching far cannonball, we start a sound, we change the score and delete the clone. And here's the spot where our explosion can happen. So let me put a repeat loop in there. We're going to have to pull this apart a little bit. Whoop, I'll put that underneath and then pop it back in there. And we'll repeat 7 times with the next costume. Now, because we're changing the costume in the middle of the game, we have to go back and reset it again. So when I start as a clone, we'll switch the costume back to the original costume. Now, I'm not sure if we have to resize the explosion or not, so let's have a play of the game right now. To do this successfully, we're actually going to have to hit the far ship, so let's say, which is a bit challenging. So let's have a look here. Here comes one. Beautiful. Whoa. Okay, there was my explosion. It's really cool. It happened a little bit fast, eh? So I'm going to start a little delay in here. Let's put a delay of 0.1 seconds between our costume changes. And I need to shrink it a little bit too. So let's go set size. To set size to, and I'm not sure what will work here. So let's just try out 50% and see what that looks like. And remember, we've changed it there, so we have to go back and rechange it when we started the clone here as well. So let's go set size to 100 so that our ships aren't accidentally shrunk. Okay, let's try again. We'll wait for one of these ships to show up. Come on. There we go. Hey, that doesn't look too bad. Maybe a little bit smaller than that, 40% maybe. Try it one more time. So I'm going to save my file now, by the way, in case you guys want those updated graphics files. And let's try it one more time. Hey, that's looking good now. Nice. The one thing I would probably want to do to fix that up is the explosion shouldn't be moving anymore, right? So we would have to set it so that if it was destroyed, it wouldn't be moving anymore, right? I'm going to create a new variable called ship destroyed. Let's go to our variables, make a variable, and I'll call it, far ship destroyed. I'm not so this has to do with clones, so it could be a little bit tricky. But so at the beginning of the game, we're going to set far ship destroyed.
You can fix the clone problem by making that variable for this sprite only.
Oh yeah, that's not a bad.
Its own version of that variable.
That's an excellent idea, actually. So I'm going to go ahead and that was a really good idea, Davey. So we're going to make a local variable that only applies to that clone. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking on my feet here, and I hadn't thought of that. So let's try doing far ship destroyed here. We'll delete that variable, and we'll create a new one. But when we create it, we're going to go for this sprite only, and that will make sure that it'll only apply to the first ship. So far ship destroyed, here we go. Now, when green flag is clicked, we're going to set that variable to 0. Far ship destroyed, we'll set it to 0. Now, when the ship is destroyed here, if touching far cannonball, this is where we're going to get destroyed, we're going to set far ship destroyed to 1, just for that one local variable, right? Now we got to figure out where the guy's moving from. So here it is, change x by -3. So this is where the far ship is actually moving. So what I can do is put this inside an if statement here, so that it only runs if that variable is 0. So let's grab it, put it inside the if statement. So this makes the movement optional. So it's only going to happen if that variable is equal to 0. So let's go ahead and put an equal sign in there. We'll go to our variables. We'll say far ship destroyed equals 0. So if it equals 0, if it hasn't been destroyed, it'll move. Otherwise, it'll stop. Let's see if that actually stops our explosion from moving. Let's wait for a ship. Oh! Drat. Okay. I missed. Oh my god! I am so bad at this. There we go. And the explosion stopped as promised. Beautiful. Okay. So that's looking pretty good. I'm going to save my file now. Does anyone else have anything really urgent that they want to remix here? Or do you want to move on? Anyone have any suggestions for things that they would like to do to the game? Davey, are you happy with your game now? Okay, good. All right. Do you think that's an improvement, though? Do you like what I did?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Oh, you're quite the chatty fellow today. Okay, so let's save the file here. So this game, this remix will be saved in our Remix of the Week studio. Let me show you where that is, guys. And I will paste the location as well. So I've got a student showcase here called Extreme Makeover Scratch Edition. I will paste the address into the chat here for anyone who's watching live. And the address for this will be in the description for this YouTube video, and at some point I'll be putting it on my website as well. So all the files that I remix are going to go into here. If you have your own remixes that you would like to add to this, so if you want to take Davey's file and add even more stuff to it and turn it into something different, save it into this folder, guys. If you have a project that you want me to remix, then save it into the student showcase. And I will put the links for that in the file description for this YouTube video as well. So that's it for my Extreme Makeover segment this week. I hope you guys like it, and I'd love to have your suggestions. So if you have a file you would like me to remix, just drop me a line. Really, just even save it into the student showcase, and I'll probably notice it there. And if I like it, I will remix it. I'm looking for a new one every week, and I'm kind of out of ideas right now. So if you want to submit one for next week, that would be fantastic. Okay, let's go to our Block of the Week segment. I do not have a new graphic ready for Block of the Week yet, but I'm going to be working on that probably this week. I'm just trying to do a little bit every week. Unfortunately, I have other stuff to do in the daytime, so I can't always do this stuff. Okay, so our Block of the Week this week is the loudness block. Let me show you how it works. So it is in the sensing blocks here. It is a block that, where is it? Under our light blue sensing blocks. It's just called loudness. And all it does is report a number saying how loud the input going into the microphone is. So if I click on this block right now while I'm talking, you can see la. Okay, it's saying -1. Let me try that again. Hello. There's a 47, for example. If you want that reading out constantly, we could make Scratch say it himself. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll grab a green flag and we'll do a forever here. And we'll tell Scratch to say that. So we'll have him say the loudness. And so now he's just constantly going to reporting hello, 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 hello. And down to almost nothing here. Now, let's doctor this up a little bit by having him say something before he says the loudness so that people will know what it is. I'm going to put loudness, I'm going to add it to this join command that I found in my green operators blocks. And over here, I'm going to say the volume is, and then add a space after it, so that the number won't be butted up right against the word is. And so now we've got him reporting the volume pretty much constantly through the game. So the reason I want to show you this block today is because it can be used as a function to control video games. Think of the loudness as a button that you can press, basically. If the loudness goes over a certain threshold, you can activate stuff in the game. So the normal way you would do this is by having some kind of function that's constantly going down and only goes up if you say something loud. Let's go to this red block that I've created here. I'm just going to create a simple if-else statement in here that will basically tell it to either go up or go down. So I'm going to change my y coordinates here, change y by 10, and change by, so we're going to have it go up by 10 if what's in here is true, and we're going to have it go down by 10 if what's in here is not true. Actually, let's do it a little slower just because of the because we're testing it out here. So we'll go -5 or +5 here. So how can we use the loudness in here to control how the movement of this red block goes? Anyone on Discord have any thoughts on that? No one has any ideas? Come on, guys.
Oh, sorry, I'm still working on the shoot the ships game.
Oh, okay, Thane. So I've got a question for you here. So I want to control the movement of the red block using my voice. How would I code that?
Well,
So Thane, if you don't know, then you probably shouldn't be talking. Like, sit and think about it. And if you come up with an idea, then let me know, okay? So does anybody else, Chris, anyone else have an idea of how we would make this thing respond to sound? Nobody? Okay, so this sound value here.
So you could make it so if the student said if the greater than a number, then it happens otherwise.
Yeah, you're kind of cutting out there, Davey, but you're saying if something's greater than. So can you try that one more time?
If the loudness is greater
Than a certain number. Yeah. So let's have a look at what the number is, just the ambient noise in the room. Let me click the green flag here. I'm just gonna disconnect this for now because we want to figure out what kind of number will actually trigger this. So if I click this and say nothing, the volume's very low. As soon as I start talking, the volume starts going up pretty dramatically. If you were in a noisy room, you'd want to set it higher, but really I can set almost any number here. So I'm going to tell the ball to move up if the volume is greater than 10. And if the volume's not greater than 10, it'll fall down. Now watch what happens here when I click the green flag. The ball will start falling while I'm quiet, and then as soon as I say something, it'll go up. Let's give it a try. Uh-oh. So why is it not working? What did I code wrong, guys? Anyone? It's not working. I made a mistake. Who knows what my mistake was? Nobody. Really? You guys have been doing this forever. Come on. Somebody has to know what I coded wrong here. All right, guys. So when I click the green flag, it's checking this if statement. It moves it up or down, and then it exits the program.
You need it forever.
I need a forever loop, exactly, Chris. Yeah, okay. I thought you guys would have gotten that before now, but yeah. So it needs to be going forever for it to work. Let's give it a try again. Click the green flag. Up, 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 down. Up, up, up. Hello. Now you guys on Discord can even try it, so you can control my game remotely. Chris, Davey, do you want to give it a try? Just say something.
Hello.
Louder.
Hello.
Hmm.
Hello.
I don't think so. I don't think it actually works, because Scratch has to hear it over the microphone. So I would have to put your voice over a speaker to do that. Yeah, I actually misinterpreted how this is going to work. But because it's looking for a microphone input, it's only taking the stuff coming from my microphone. I thought maybe that you guys could make it work as well. Anyway, so what's really cool about this loudness block is that you can use it to make games that you can play at school, like in the school auditorium during assemblies and stuff like this. I want you guys to show your teachers or show your principal this idea, and maybe you can design a game that you can play in front of the whole school. I want to show you some examples. I've actually gathered some examples of these big screen games that you guys can play. Thane, can you mute your mic, please, buddy? So I'm going to show you guys some examples of some big screen games that other Scratchers have designed that allow you to use your voice to control games. And so the idea is you can split if it's a competitive game like this Pong game, for example, you could split the auditorium into two different halves and have them yell and shout to control what's happening here. So the way this works is control passes from left to right, and basically if you're it works just like the red thing. It'll fall down, the paddles will fall down if you're not talking, and they'll go up if you are talking. So let me show you how this works. Let's click the green flag. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Oh, what I missed. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, anyway, so that's how it works, guys. It's actually quite a bit of fun. And so you can see a whole auditorium of kids screaming and yelling to try and get the paddle working properly and having to work together in unison. And you can have half the gym competing against half the gym. I think it would be a really awesome thing to do at school, guys. What do you think? All right. I'm going to show, since no one has any comments, I'm going to show you a different game. This game's called...
Mr. T,
Yes, Chris?
where's the link for the block of the week?
For the block of the week? Well, there's really not much coding here. I will share the file if you like, though. So, block of the week. No trouble. Yeah, if you want the code for that, that's fine. I'll save it into the Discord chat as well. All right. So here's a different big screen game. This one only has one player in it, so you could have the whole gym or even a volunteer come up to the front and try and play the game and see what score they can get. But again, it's noise related. So the way this works is you're supposed to go whenever you want your character to jump while he's running around. It's really a quite nicely animated game. Let me show it to you. Oh! 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 And it's got some nice physics to it too. You saw me tripping over the rock there. So again, it's a game that you can control using your voice, and you could play it in front of an audience, which would be really, really cool, I think. Since you guys, a lot of you are back in school again, I'm thinking, how are some ways that you can show off what you've been working on in Scratch in front of your school? And I thought this would be a great idea. So if you went to your teacher and showed them a game like this, and you could probably get this played in front of one of your next school assemblies. And again, I don't know if we're doing school assemblies anymore, eh? Is that something that's not even happening in the COVID era now? So something to think about, I guess. All right, last game.
Having them still.
Sorry, Chris.
I still have assemblies.
Okay, so how do they do that? Do they distance people? Is there enough room in the gym?
They just have year 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 1 and 2 separately.
Oh, and so they have the gym a little less crowded and kids sit a little bit farther apart. Or actually, you guys are kind of in a bubble, I bet, for those grades, right? Is that the way that it works?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so they don't worry too much about kids mixing up inside that group. All right, so every school has its own way of doing stuff, but if you were still having assemblies, I would love it if you guys went to your teachers and showed them one of these games, or even made one of your own games. That would be the ideal thing to do, is make one of your own games and then have the whole school play it. I have gone ahead and created a studio just for that, and I'll show it to you in a second. But one more game I wanted to show you called Flappy Bird. I'll do that first. So again, this is a Flappy Bird game that you control with your voice. Let me show you how it works. Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Up, up. Up, up, up. Up, up, up. 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 It's a really lazy way to play video games, right? Because you can just keep playing without even having to move your hands around. You can just do it sitting on your butt on the couch, which is pretty cool. So I really like these audio control games. I would love to see what you guys can do with this. So I have gone ahead and created a brand new studio called Student Showcase Audio Controlled Games. I want you guys to add your games here. You can remix any of the games that you've already made, or you can make a brand new game for me that uses this game mechanic of loudness to it. And so that's what I would like you guys to work on, is coming up with some kind of a game to do in here. So that's your challenge for this week. If you create a game for me, I will show it on next week's broadcast. I'm still looking for stuff to put on my show, guys. So if you want to put games into my student showcase here, or just into my general student showcase, I would love to have some more of your games shown here. If anyone has anything else they'd like to contribute to my stream, you can go ahead. You can make a little video for me. You can teach kids how to do something. I would love to see more student created content on here. So let me know what you're interested in doing, and I will find a way to get you on my show if you're interested. Okay, guys, I'm running out of material here for this week. I did have one more thing that I kind of had sitting in the back burner that I want to show you, since we've still got about 15 minutes before the show is supposed to end. I just wanted to show you a really simple, easy way to get different text graphics into your games. I was looking the other week for a font that would look just like the Scratch font that I could use in a project that I was working on. And in my searching for this stuff, I found a really cool website that I wanted to show you, and I want to feature it for you today. It is called Font Meme, and I've actually just bookmarked that particular Scratch font here. But the whole...
Excuse me?
Yes, Thane?
Do you know that character design video that I didn't check it out? How do you get there? What's the link?
To this website here?
No,
Sorry, what are you asking about? You
did a video about the character graphics, how you can get like free character graphics or something?
Yeah, well, so you can find that on my YouTube channel. If you hang on until after the show, Thane, I will find it for you and send you the link. Okay. But I don't want to interrupt my broadcast to do that right now, buddy. All right, so this website is called Font Meme. It's just fontmeme.com. You can see here, and the rest of the information isn't important. So actually, I'll just take you back and show you what the original website looks like, but without telling it a specific font. So you can pick any font that you want. They try to pick things that look a lot like stuff that you've seen on the web, for example. And they've got a little visual representation of the font. So for example, if I want this font here called Code Names, I can just click on it. And now I can type the text that I want to put into there. So I'll just say, this is the code name font. And I can enter a size here. It's 65 by default. I can pick some text effects for coloring and stuff like that. You can pick a color for it and then click generate. And so this actually generates a transparent image that we can save onto my drive. So let's go save this image. And I'll just call it font test. Oh, my computer's gone to sleep here. Just a second, guys. And then we can go back to Scratch again. Let me just do a create file here, and we can import it from there. And so it's a really nice way to get text effects into your games without having to do a lot of fancy photoshopping and stuff. Here we go. This is codename font. Let's make it a little bit smaller, like 80%. And so I just find the selection of fonts that are available in Scratch to be a little bit limiting. So this website's a really cool way to expand your selection of different fonts. And one of the things I really like is that they have a specific font here just for the Scratch game font. So, for example, I can type I love Scratch here. We'll try and make the text orange. So let's go select the color. We'll find a nice bright orange color here. That's close enough. And then go generate. And now I've got, oh, it should be in caps, it looks like, eh? I love Scratch. Generate. There we go. And now we've got a really lovely graphic that we can import. So I'll just call this I love Scratch. And let's go back to our Scratch project again, and we'll import it here. So again, a nice little feature. These are transparent, which is really awesome. So you don't have to worry about the colors. Let me go ahead and change the color of the background here just to show you guys. And so this will work against any background or whatsoever. And so just a really nice feature to get text super easy into Scratch. All right, so you guys have lots to chew on this week. I would love to see somebody create something for me for next week that I can feature on next week's show. So your challenges are, you can go ahead and create an audio-controlled game for me. You can take an existing game for me that you've already made and save it into the Scratch Student Showcase, and I will show it to the kids here. And if I see something that needs improvement, I will feature it in my Extreme Makeover segment. So there's all kind of ways that you guys can participate in this stream if you're interested. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep showing you cool stuff every week. So you can see that I'm trying to broaden the show out. We're doing different stuff from what we did last summer. I'm trying to keep it nice and light and easy so that even kids who are brand new to Scratch will have something that they can look at here. If you miss the really intense game demos and stuff like that we were doing during the summertime, have no fear. Remember, every Saturday at 11 o'clock, I'm releasing a brand new Scratch tutorial that's like a really in-depth segment that teaches you how to do something fairly complicated in Scratch. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not for beginners. But if you feel like you're comfortable with Scratch, you can sit down and follow my instructions. I've got everything there ready to go for you guys. And so I'm... So there's always those complicated things. Thane, do you have something to say, buddy? Or
how do you play the game? Like, there's no instructions to the RPG game.
Well, there's not. The whole point is those files are there for kids who've been doing the tutorials, right? The game's not actually ready to go yet. So the basic instructions, Thane, are use the E key to move through doors and to grab keys and stuff like that. Use the arrow keys or WASD to move around. And you attack with your sword button right now with the space key. And that's pretty well all the mechanics that we've added to the game. It's a work in progress though, right? We're going to be adding stuff to it as we go along here. All right. Can you mute again, Thane? You got a really noisy dog there, buddy.
Yeah, I have 2 dogs.
Yeah, well, they're noisy little guys. So let's try and get them off of my broadcast, please. Okay, thank you. All right. Anyway, so guys, I'm looking forward to seeing what you can come up with for next week's broadcast. Feel free to create some stuff for me. In the meantime, I'm going to log off for this week. I'll be back with part 5 of RPG next week, and with some more fun remixes and projects for you guys to look at. So stay real, everybody. Take care.